Arkansas State, so they'll be both coming out hot tonight.
Here's the starting lineup for UT Arlington. They'll be led by Hade Wells, the junior. He's the sixth leading scorer in the Sun Belt, averaging 16 points a game, joined by Griffin, Dela Cruz, Steelman, and Mwamba at the post at 6'7". The lineup for ULM staying pretty much the same as last weekend. Olenade, Ozier, Nicholas Harrison, and, of course, the 7'1" center in Chris Efratui. Kareem Ozier and Russell Harrison both averaged 15 points a game last week in the first two games. Head coach for UT Arlington, the 2019 Sun Belt Coach of the Year, Chris Ogden, in his third season at UTA. And for ULM, there's Keith Richard. He's a happy man as his team confident. Off to a 2-0 start in conference play in his 11th season at the helm. This will be the 74th all-time meeting between the two schools. ULM has a dominant lead all-time. Of course, it goes back to the Southland Conference days. 51-22 here in Monroe. ULM 31-7. Now UTA has won 6 of the last 7.
Yeah, they played really well. You know, Coach Ogden has come in and brought a lot of new energy to the program. They've got a new arena at their place, and they've played well the last couple of years.
Griffin has the basketball. They're in the blue. UT Arlington. And ULM is we're off and running. Week 2 of Sun Belt play. The rim there was Mwamba, who quickly, they like to score quickly. They're averaging 15 seconds on the offensive end of the floor.
Mwamba looked like he got a little extra step in. But he did take it to the basket in a hurry.
Nicholas pulls up. And he got the shooter's roll off to a fast start.
Got it to roll for him. You see, they'll make you, UTA's push it up the floor. They're going to make you get up and down the floor. You'll have to take it down and set it up and just work it around, but they'll almost let you shoot just to make you shoot.
Just Olenade getting the matchup with Wells, the best perimeter defender for ULM, as there's a miss by Dela Cruz, and ULM pulls down the board.
Yeah, Griffin was in there and able to come up with it. They almost knocked it out of his hand then.
And for Tui getting a post touch, he's got a huge size advantage as the double team comes. Tough hook, almost got it to go.
That's a little too far out. He's got to get posted up under the basket to get the ball.
Wells against Olenade, shot block, but there is a foul on Olenade. That's going to be a matchup to watch all weekend, as Olenade's such a great, tough perimeter defender against one of the top players in the conference.
Yeah, he's really quick, but Efratui got a hand on that shot. If he hadn't been fouled, he would have blocked it.
Steelman inbounds, fade away, wouldn't fall for Griffin. And ULM, that's 2 for 2 on getting that defensive board.
But like you said, they don't waste any time putting it up.
Ozier, good move. He'll take the 3. Shot it well last week. It continues. Ozier, 5 for 10 now in conference play from 3, and ULM takes a 3-point lead.
They moved the ball around more that time than they have in the past.
Wells got it to go. He's a really good player, 6th in the Sun Belt in scoring. He's 5th in three-pointers made at 22. That was a long 2.
They've got some good athletes. They just play.
And a blocking foul called underneath against Efratui.
That's a tough call, but you've got to be able to come down. You can't, when you're running away, you got to be able to come down.
His first team foul.
That's a large body coming down on Griffin. He was outside that restricted zone. It just wasn't set. Olenade pulls up. Too strong.
I thought he was going to go off that screen, but they were trying to fight over the screen, so he just went the other way, but he just put a little too much on that one.
Here's steal out front by Harrison, got a hand on it.
Yeah, Olenade, if he'd seen it, he could have got that one quick enough.
Mwamba has a defender, that's Harrison, come down right on top of him. And we may have our game's first free throws.
Foul number 24 for the Warhawks, Russell Harrison.
It's a pump fake for you.
He gave a good fake.
Somewhere Bobby Knight is smiling.
Yes, he did. He did do a good job.
Wasn't a shooting foul, so.
Well, he was on the floor, but he was getting ready to shoot.
For Tui, a strong rebound. He high-pointed that rebound.
Well, their inbound is to get a shot. It's not to set it up. It's to get a shot.
Looking at their advanced numbers, they're 86 in the country in offensive tempo. Olin 8 for 3, off the mark.
That was his spot. You know, he had the shot.
ULM off to a good start in conference play, averaging 8 threes a game. They shot 48% last week from the three-point line. Almost had a steal. Just didn't get to it quick enough. 1 of 3 by Griffin is good. And Griffin, the 38% three-point shooter, knocks down the triple. And UT Arlington retakes the lead at 7-5.
And Arlington's picking them up high, too. You know, they're way outside the three-point line, putting pressure on them. If they can get by them, they'd have a better chance to get to the basket. Griffin lost that one trying to take it to the basket.
Foul. Dela Cruz had it fouled from behind by Ozier. That'll be his first foul. When you look at this UT Arlington team, they average 9.8 steals per game. Tops in the conference, that's 6th in the country.
You know, they reach at everything. I mean, they're not just slapping and hacking, but they're going for the ball. They want to get a hand on it, and they get outside, put a lot of pressure on them, and they're active. All of them are moving.
2 totally different games last week for really both teams. I think something we learned from that first week in conference play is Griffin hits another 3.
Well, if he gets comfortable and gets wound up, he's hit 2 already, so it could be a long night. He's averaging about 12 a game.
Olenade, Harrison, Ozier, back to Nicholas. Hooked by Efratui again. Not to there. It couldn't be saved by Dela Cruz. And it'll be ULM ball after the timeout.
They're taking those shots.
He's second on the team in scoring at 12 points a game. He didn't score. They opened the year against Oklahoma State. I watched that ball game in Arlington. Of course, Cade Cunningham, who plays for Oklahoma State, an Arlington native. Sorry if that kind of pokes the heart of you UTA fans watching, but that was a great game. It really showed how good this UTA team can be. Free throw line jumper by Harrison will go, but a putback slam by Efratui.
Yep, in the rim. It was in the cylinder.
Going to be called off for offensive interference.
But Efratui went for it. It was just in the cylinder.
For Efratui, I think if you're a ULM fan, you love that aggressiveness, though.
Yeah, Coach Richard's happy to see that.
Go after a big fella. Honey Wells out front with Phillips, who now is in the ball game. Griffin, a heat check 3 is good. That's his 3rd 3.
See, they were all over him that time. They were right in his face, and he still hit it. Once a shooter like that gets going, it's just almost impossible to stop him.
Sophomore from Miami, 9 points now.
Like they went to a zone, and somebody didn't get the message. That's what the coaches were doing all the hollering about over there, and then ULM throws it away anyway.
Forces the second ULM turnover. And UTA now with an 8-point lead and the basketball. And here comes Elijah Gonzalez. This week, Coach Richard talked about Gonzalez and his numbers, and he's played extremely well so far this year. Oregon native who transferred in from Clarendon College with Russell Harrison.
And he does a good job with them defensively, and he shot the ball well also. And, some people just have a difficult time coming off the bench, and there's another, that's just a long 2.
Wells kind of shrugged because he was sort of forced the shot, but it still goes down for him. This team is on fire right now offensively, and up by 10 now. What's this defense?
Well, right then, they'd gone back to a zone. They were in a man-to-man, then they went to a zone, and they're just kind of scrambling around. The last time, Coach Ogden was just going nuts over there. When I looked over to see what was going on, and they'd gone to the zone, and one of the guys hadn't got to word. He was over here playing man-to-man.
Grayson Carter, the 6'10" redshirt sophomore, transfer in from Georgetown, commits that foul as Thomas Howell checks in for Chris Efratui.
Well, they'd forced effort to it too far out. To see they're back in the zone.
Trey Jones, redshirt freshman, in for UTA.
Yeah, they're just very wide. That's what you got to go inside to the high post.
Harrison misses that three. A good weekend last weekend. Wells pulls it down and brings it up. Open is Carter for three. And it'll stay with UT Arlington. Last touch by Nicholas. Both teams, and Coach Richard talked about this week, play a lot of guys. They use their bench a lot. ULM averaging 22 bench points per game so far. Jones goes up. He's fouled by Howell. Probably a good foul from Howell, the freshman.
It was. That was a sure two.
Foul number 13 for the Warhawks. Thomas Howell. His first foul.
Trey Jones, 6'5". He's a long at 6'5".
Yeah, they lost him in that on that inbounds. He just had a straight run to the basket, and then Howell was able to get up and try to block the shot, but he got more than the ball.
First free throw, no good. Jones just his fourth free throw attempt of the season. He's now 2 for 4. ULM hasn't scored in nearly 5 minutes. As he makes the second, the lead is 11 for UTA. 13, now 14-0 run over the last 4:31 for the Mavericks.
See, that's what kills you. You know, you're at home and this scoring drought, and then, you know, we've talked about the runs. The team that has the first one, the other one's got to have one to catch up.
Steal by Wells. He finishes, and a timeout call by ULM as the run now extends.
Makes it difficult.
On the floor for ULM, Nicholas, Howell, Ozier, Harrison, and Gonzalez. And a little token 1-2-2 three-quarter court press for UTA.
You see, they saw that the pressure had given them a little bit of trouble, so they're going to pick it up again.
Good look there from Ozier, but the three wouldn't go down. And here comes Phillips.
Yeah, well, Ozier's been able to hit that shot.
Wells trying to give off to Steelman, but was out of bounds. That's, I believe, just the first turnover. Well, the second turnover for UT Arlington.
So UTA just bringing them in.
Griffin and Dela Cruz back. Both these teams utilize their bench a whole lot. See the field goal difference there. 2 of 10 for ULM. 7 of 11 for UT Arlington. Ozier. Extra pass to Nicholas. Pull up. It's good. That's a long two, but it ends a nearly 6-minute scoring drought.
That's over 5.5 minutes. That's tough. You know, again, it's tough anywhere, but when you're at home, it's really tough. But now they've got to make this run, just climb back and just cut it, you know, a bucket at a time. Just stop them and score. Stop them and score.
Dela Cruz. Back to Griffin. Swing into the corner for Phillips. And he nails the three. Phillips, 39% three-point shooter.
They seem to all like that corner over there. That's where about 4 of their threes have come from.
4 of 5 from deep so far.
You know, that high post is going to be open to get it into it.
Harrison finishes with the left hand. And for Harrison, it's his first 2. Russell Harrison, who's the leading scorer for ULM at 13.4 points per game. Averaged 15 in the first 2 games. Here's a steal. Harrison ahead. Nicholas.
Yeah, they got a hand on it.
Nifty little Euro step. Coach Bonning loves to teach that Euro step.
Yeah, we used to call that traveling. But
nice little 4-point push. 3 for the last 3. ULM now. 10-point game.
Yeah, they got a hand on another pass and come up with a steal, and he almost got a hand on that one.
Last touched by Howell and ULM as UTA still leads by 10. Last 8.
Yeah, it was that 16-0 run that got ULM in this hole that they just got to keep fighting back out of.
Lob out front. Griffin runs it down, but not before he steps on the sideline.
So they were going for that shot again. They were looking to get a shot on the inbounds pass.
The coach's worst nightmare is a turnover on an inbounds play after a timeout, right?
Exactly. Yeah, everything we talked about just went up in smoke.
Ozier has it knocked away. And it'll stay with ULM on the floor over there.
But they get a hand on a lot of balls. You know, we've seen it here, and then you mentioned earlier like number 6 in the nation in steals.
Wamba over there with the hustle, the Congo native. This UT Arlington team, they're the all-name team. A lot of guys from around the globe on this team.
So even on that screen, they just jumped out there and challenged the ball. Well, they're back in the man-to-man, but they're trying to double team, and they're trying to wrap him up. Got Griffin that shot.
Harrison, a good look. Couldn't hit it, though. And Wells pulls down the board. Wells against Gonzalez. That'll be an interesting matchup. They force the steal. Gonzalez will try to finish at the rim. It's blocked from behind by Mwamba. And here comes UTA. Should Gonzalez have given that up?
He should have. But I don't know if he knew what Mwamba was back there, but he was there, and he was coming strong.
Trying to get a little bit of a frenetic City Park pace going on right here.
See, they're playing right into UTA's game. That's their game right now. Man, you're not saying ULM can't play it, but that's where UTA is comfortable. Getting down the floor, putting up a lot of shots.
He has a big height advantage here on Ozier, trying to take advantage, and Ozier will be called for his second foul here in the first half at the 10:02 mark. As Ozier thought he got all ball, but I think it was on the push instead of the
he bumped him. Yeah, he bumped him first. He bumped him and then got the ball.
Yeah, the strip was clean. Here comes Johnny Williams, the fourth, the freshman, into the ball game. He gave him a big spark last Friday against Arkansas State.
But he brings a lot of energy, and maybe Coach Richard feels like that's what he needs. And, of course, he's trying to get him in the first half.
Three a little bit too strong. That's only the second miss from deep. That one by Dela Cruz. They're now 4 of 6 from 3.
You know, unless you're used to playing a lot of people, it's difficult to take your starters out and bring somebody else in.
Johnny Williams, step back 3. An air ball for the freshman, but right there, Gonzalez with the putback.
You know, that wasn't a shot that I don't think he would want the first time he took one.
Williams, one of the 8 newcomers on this roster for Coach Keith Richard. Great recruiting class via the freshman, via transfer. Shot clock down to 10. We haven't seen that in a long time.
It is. That's a rare sight.
Dela Cruz out of control. Harrison takes the bump, and Dela Cruz commits the foul.
Yeah, he just went a little strong to the basket.
For the Mavericks, Freddie Dela Cruz.
His first. Dela Cruz will come out. Trey Jones back, the redshirt freshman from right there in Arlington, Texas. 8-point game.
You know, that's 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes for UTA.
Quietly, ULM on a 6-0 run here. Nicholas. Threes aren't falling.
Yeah, that was a shot he can hit, and had a good look at it. See, they're swinging the ball. They're using all the court to move the ball around.
Wamba, who is playing really well right now.
That was a little difficult shot. It looked like he was out of control, but he shot it like he knew exactly what he was doing.
4 points, 2 rebounds for Mwamba. Harrison to the rim, got bumped, no call. And a save by Wells off of ULM's Nicholas. It'll belong to the Mavericks.
That was a tough possession for ULM. They just wasn't able to come up with it. They moved the ball around, spent a lot of time, but UTA did a good job defensively and then came up with the ball.
On a Wells, you see Luke Phillips, the redshirt sophomore, check in. Howell comes out of the game for Coach Richard's club. Griffin, the starting point guard, back in the game, running that point, guarded by the freshman Williams. Wamba back to Griffin. Griffin, the sophomore, gets past him. And he finishes. He just got by the freshman.
He just got there again.
12-point lead. That's 11 for Griffin now.
You know, that was his first two. All the others have been threes. Yeah, they just get a hand on the ball.
It's almost the havoc that you see from a VCU, this UTA team.
They're overplaying and trying to make you go back door, and they hadn't gone back door yet.
Foul against Gonzalez. Last week from deep, 48% from deep. Starting 1 for 9 tonight. Free throw by Gonzalez is good. He was fouled on a jump shot. First free throws for ULM. They shot really well last weekend.
Yeah, that broke a little scoring drought. ULM had been over 2 minutes, you know, and that's tough when it's the second one we've had in the first half.
So 2 free throws made there by Gonzalez. Griffin attacking, and he stays hot. Already over his average now with 13.
He just feeling it and going to the basket. You know, they're going to be able to stop the dribble penetration and not try to block it after he gets there because he's there. Now, they need to go to the high post. We got Luke Phillips there.
Josh Nicholas. Back to Gonzalez.
You know, Harrison was flashed into the high post and back out.
Shot clock at 3 now. Nicholas pulls up and hits. Josh Nicholas with now 6 points to lead ULM in scoring. Carter swings it around for Wells. And an open 3 for Griffin. That time he missed for the first time, and a rebound by Phillips.
That's the story right there. He missed one.
Reset things up top, and there's a steal. The freshman DeMarcus Hall's in the game. Nearly threw it away. Gonzalez comes up with it, though. Saves the turnover.
Yeah, they're just all over Gonzalez. He's giving up a lot of height, and so that's giving up a lot of reach.
Stillman's doing a great job on Russell Harrison right now. Phillips for 3. At the end of the shot clock, no. Tapped out by Zakir Sawyer, the freshman who was in the ball game. I think I mistakenly said DeMarcus Hall. That is Zakir Sawyer.
Yeah, Sawyer will be aggressive after the ball. Coach Richard really likes that. Sometimes he gets a little out of control, but he's still aggressive, and you work on the rest of it.
Ferdinand Dela Cruz checks in for head coach Chris Ogden's squad. His staff, longtime assistant Greg Young, with Riley Davis, Royce Johnson on his bench.
Phillips having to come outside to defend Dela Cruz.
Up against Phillips. Griffin now drives, floater. A little too strong, and Harrison a strong rebound for ULM.
You know, they stopped him from getting all the way to the basket. He still got in and got the shot off, but he didn't have that little gimme.
Chance to cut the lead under 10 here on this possession. Gonzalez gets it, scoops, can't score around Phillips, and the ball will belong to the Mavericks.
Phillips made a grab for it, but he was a little late. He just knocked it out of bounds. And Gonzalez got to the basket. He just was trying to get it up under the post people.
Erie Olene checks in for Gonzalez. Going back to Elijah, though, averaging over 2 steals a game. 6 in the Sun Belt. Not turning the ball over as well. Doing a lot better job here, getting to the Division I level.
UTA just moving the ball around, and
Phillips on Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips was on him that time.
Phillips wins the matchup. Harrison, good move into the lane. Had it blocked, though, by Mwamba. Mwamba with those long arms.
Well, he did. Reggie Harrison thought he had it. Russell thought he had it and just got it blocked.
Forced the 3-0 long pass ahead to Dela Cruz. He's stripped at the rim by Harrison.
That was just sheer hustle by Harrison. He got in and took it away from him, and ULM comes up with another steal.
Great pass by
Great
Wells.
move,
Phillips.
good pass.
Phillips at the finish at the rim. And the lead is under 10 at 8 now with 4:17 to play in the first half.
That was a great pass. You know, and Phillips was running away from the pass, turned and caught it and was able to score.
ULM playing with some momentum really for the first time tonight. Mwamba takes the three and nails it from the top of the key. Just a 24% three-point shooter, but that's been the story tonight.
I guess you always just didn't see him coming. That was a lazy pass.
Wells hammers it down with the right hand. And a timeout called by head coach Keith Richard, who is not happy over there on that U46.
It is. You know, and the big thing to me is UTA is just putting pressure on ULM right now. They're picking up full court. They've been very effective. They're long. You know, they're taller, they got longer arms, and they're very, very active. Their hands are active. He picked it up in the middle, right in the front court, and almost lost it, but come up with a big basket then.
Pair of freshmen there, Sawyer to DeMarcus Hall. And some guys coming off the bench, trying to get a spark.
Well, you know, they're just going to come in and play hard. That's what Coach Richard's looking at. He's probably disappointed in you know, a couple of those turnovers and then not getting enough movement.
Mwamba gives back to Dela Cruz. That's a good two-man game there between those two guys.
Yeah, that looked good. They did a good job of handling the ball and just responded to what ULM was trying to do to them.
7 assists.
Almost a turnover there, right in the midcourt.
Here.
Yep, just strip the ball.
As it's
Give
stripped.
it up ahead.
Pass ahead. And the finish by Griffin. Off the steal by Mwamba. Mwamba has really played a solid game on both ends of the floor.
Well, they're just so active. As you mentioned, so active with their hands. It's just they reaching for you the whole time.
Phillips gives it
Step
out.
out of bounds.
Yep.
And Sawyer was in position. He got where he wanted to be, but he just stepped back with that cross-court pass.
With those gold shoes, it's easy to see when it hits that.
It hit that maroon.
That maroon color on the sideline. First time for Marquise. Marquis.
Yep.
McKay Marquis.
Yeah, when it's 2.5 minutes left, and then ULM is down 15, and UTA's 4 of their last 4 shots.
Griffin around to Sawyer, couldn't get that one to go, and here comes ULM down by 15, their largest deficit of the game. Corner 3, Ozier scared to take it. Top of the key, Olenade. Got the shooter's roll. That's only the second made 3, now 2 of 12 tonight.
Well, you know they're better shooters than that, but UTA's just been contesting everything, and they haven't got a good shot. That was an open look, and it was still contested.
You could tell when Ozier passed up that 3, you could tell his confidence may be a little bit down right now because some of them haven't gone so far for him. And Mwamba down low draws the foul. And we'll head back to the free throw line as the foul's on DeMarcus Hall, his first. As the parade to the scorers table continues, as Steelman will check in.
They contested that one. I didn't see. He must have bumped him somewhere along the way.
Mwamba has not made a free throw attempt this year. 0 for 2. And that one looks like he's a 90% free throw shooter.
He looked comfortable with it.
Steelman checks in for Marquis. So Phillips comes out of the game after 2. The 7'1" center comes back for ULM. 1:46 to play in this first half. Swishes both.
Knocks both of them down.
He's a great story. The redshirt sophomore from the Congo. Played at the NBA Academy in Africa. Speaks French. Of course, they have a few guys out. One of them is Nicolas Olame, who's from France. Those two guys can speak French with one another. Olenade.
After 2, was trying to get it in there, and they didn't get it to him, and he was open for a second, but they're just so active.
Griffin with his 4th rebound so far.
Steelman got down the floor in a hurry looking for his shot.
He's a 3-point specialist. Really hasn't had the opportunity today because that guy's been hitting all of them. Griffin, he misses that one, though.
Well, they just went back to a 1-4 low, and he was just out there one-on-one. He was just going to take it. He felt it, and they were going to give him a shot at it.
Nobody really size-wise on the floor can match up with Efratui. We'll see if they try to get it to him. Ozier hit on the arm. He couldn't get the shot to fall, as Steelman will be called for the foul. That's his second.
You know, the tough thing for ULM right now, they're attacking the three-point line, not the basket. And you're just going to pass it inside and then to get it back up, give and go, or get something. Just reversing it around the three-point line all day, it's not going to get it for them.
Ozier with the free throw. Now 4 points for the transfer from Sacred Heart. Marquis back in for UT Arlington. Ozier from Racine, Wisconsin. Former back-to-back state scoring titles in Wisconsin. Splashes both of those two free throws. The 59% free throw shooter coming in.
You know, last week Ozier's mother was able to come down. She was in the stands to watch him play.
That's so cool. Coming down from Wisconsin.
Yes.
She brought that weather, too. We're getting cold down here. Foul called against Efratui. As strong to the basket was the redshirt freshman Trey Jones. 44 seconds to play in this first half.
You know, just Jones just come in and went after it, too. They're all just active and trying to get to the basket, moving the ball quickly.
Free throw good by Trey Jones. From an athletic family as Phillips back in for UT Arlington. His mother played volleyball, ran track at UTA. His father, Ron, went to Texas State for track. Makes a couple of free throws there. Big final 40 seconds. About a 13-second difference, shot clock, game clock. And Olenade trying to get to Nicholas, but Nicholas didn't cut.
Or you just, go with it like you prepared before the week. And so everybody had to make those decisions. And it was interesting to see how the different ones, the results of the different ones. 2-0, 0-2, and 1-1 throughout the whole league. They're going to come down and take this last shot.
4-second differential, shot clock, game clock. And Wells against Olenade here. 5 to shoot. Marquis to the rim. A floater is good. How that went down, I don't know.
That could have brought rain.
The launch at the buzzer, no good. And UTA, they are fired up as they go off the floor. Up by, I think, it's nice to play some basketball.
It is. Yeah, but and the coaches, you always want to win your home games, and then you try to pick up a steal on the road, and that's what UTA is trying to do right here to ULM. And in the first half, they did a good job. That's a good start to get it in there. It didn't finish, but he got it inside to it, trying to get the big man to take advantage of his size.
A great look. 3 from Wells in the corner, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Harrison. Just threw it away, but a nice pickup by Erie Olenade. Or by Nicholas, rather. Now Olenade has it on the right wing. Dump off for Efratui. Has a huge size advantage, can hit, but he'll go to the free throw line. And you can tell right away what the game plan is to start this second half.
Yeah, they're going to get it inside. I know he was very disappointed of not getting it inside anymore, getting anything out of it. He made a good move there, just wasn't able to get enough spin on it and got hit. It looks like ULM's moving with a little more quickness and a little more purpose.
First free throw off the mark. Last weekend against Arkansas State, Efratui was 2 of 2 from the line on the season. Now 3 of 7. Averaging 5 points and 4 rebounds a game. The 7'1" senior from Nigeria misses them both.
Yeah, just that's been kind of the way ULM tonight. Just not being able to get it to do what he's trying to do.
Dela Cruz dives for it. Comes a herd of white jerseys around him. Mwamba, nice head fake, and he hits the 3. I tell you what, only a 28% three-point shooter, but he's got a pair tonight. And now 9 points in the ballgame.
But, you know, as soon as that ball got on the floor, down under the basket, Ozier was on top of it, and they just wasn't able to come up with it.
Olenade a long two. He hits. And that brings the lead to 17. And right now, this is sort of that teetering on the verge when you get towards that 20-point margin.
Yeah, it makes it tough. You know, seeing, you know, as we mentioned earlier, you know, ULM goes on a 20-0 run. Well, then, you know, they're up a couple of points, and that's it.
Trying to feed Dela Cruz. After two, he got a hand on it. Olenade leads the break. Pull up. Hits it. That's a big 4-0 spurt after the lead balloon to 19.
That's what you got to have. You know, you can't swap baskets. You got to get a stop and then a basket. If they come down and just swap basket, you know, they're going to lose by 15.
Griffin running that point, gets it to Wells. Griffin 15 points in the first half. Tough shot by Wells. Somehow.
I don't know how that went in.
Circle-lay there from Mr. Hottie Wells.
You don't know how that went in. He's 5 for 7 from the field right now.
From Amarillo, Texas, Tyler Junior College. Olenade, a tough shot. He got bumped but no call as he goes to the floor. Steelman ahead. NBA three from Griffin. Right down central.
If ever anybody felt comfortable shooting right now, it's Sam Griffin.
They've hit 6 of their last 8 shots. And Griffin from outside has been on the money.
You know, ULM, while Griffin is just lighting it up, Harrison just hadn't been able to get going.
Ozier gets to the rim. And the lead back under that 20 mark. It reaches 20 for the first time. There's a foul going to be called on Nicholas. A bump on Griffin. That'll be his first.
For the Warhawks, Josh Nicholas. His first foul.
You know, ULM's trying to pick up the defensive pace a little bit, so that it'll be a little contact.
Shot from the corner, long two, and Dela Cruz pushes the lead back to 20.
You know, their inbounds pass is to get a shot. It's not to set it up, it's to get a shot.
Had that one turnover off an inbounds in the first half, but other than that, effort Tui begging for the ball.
Yeah. Effort Tui was there ready for it. They didn't get it to him, and then the guy recovers.
Nearly a steal. Harrison it for three. The shot just not falling.
He did everything he needed to do. He's done all year. It just didn't go for him.
Griffin, nice stop and go. Blocked by Efrat Tui, but a foul is called. And Griffin will head to the free throw line.
Looks like the foul's on Ozier. No.
Is it Harrison?
Harrison.
It was a clean block by Efrat Tui. That's his second.
Second team foul.
So Griffin just, you know, he's just continuing to take it to him. He's just feeling it. And, you know, they had a couple of players out that was that's been scoring well, and it's like Griffin's just sticking it up for him.
I had to laugh because that ball hit every part of the rim a couple of times.
It had everything but the net.
It's one of those when you go to the carnival and the rim's all messed up. They don't want you to win the prizes.
Right.
Missed both the free throws.
So Griffin can hit everything but a free throw. That's the only thing he can't hit.
Came in as an 88% free throw shooter, too. Lead stays at 20, but they'll keep the basketball. ULM could not secure the rebound.
You know, he's got 18 points. He's 4 for 7 from three-point range. And he's shooting 50% for the night. Again, be interested to see what they're doing with this shot. Well, they get it in for the first time.
So Griffin and this Mavericks offense, 15 seconds to work with now on the shot clock.
Well, they put Griffin in the corner, and Phillips have it, and they're going to swing it.
Three to shoot. Wells can't hit. That's a shot clock violation. One of the few times tonight they've used all of the shot clock, and that's some great D for ULM trying to stay in this ball game.
Yeah, they did a good job, and it's a good thing it didn't hit anything because Dela Cruz came up with that rebound. They'd have had a fresh clock. See, just picking it off. They just got to run and start.
Wells hip checked a bit into that standard, and Ozier and he kind of bumped
offensively, defensively. He's kind of setting the pace. It's kind of like what the whole team is doing. You know, Coach Ogden has got to be very, very pleased coming in here, especially after this last 2 games on the road, and to be in this position on the road again.
Rozier penetrates, 5 to shoot. Harrison a 3, and he finally gets one to go down.
That's been a long time coming.
5 points, now 1 of 5 from 3, 2 of 9 overall from the floor. And there's a whistle and an offensive foul called against UT Arlington. Called away from the basketball.
Looks like it was on Carter.
On Grayson Carter.
35 for UTA, Grayson Carter. His second foul.
He was away from the basketball. Didn't really get it.
Well, it was up under the basket, and they were kind of fighting for position, trying to get the ball inside.
Rozier penetrates, tries to dump it to Efratui, but lots of hands in there to steal. Now Olenade on the floor diving for it. Gets it back for ULM.
Everybody touched it but me and you.
Rozier. Nice kick into the corner. 3 from Nicholas. No good. That's a shot that I know he wanted to go down. And a foul on the rebound called. A very strong rebound on Phillips as Rozier is charged with his 3rd foul.
I think he just got him down low. He was trying to move him out from that rebound, and he jumped, and it's almost like he pushed his feet out from under him.
That 3 goes down. It turns into a 14-point game.
He had the shot. It looked like he just hesitated to say he was so open. You know, sometimes they say you're just too open.
And Wells, a 6-point swing as Wells hits the 3. Yeah. And he has 13 now.
That's tough. You know, the 3 you didn't get and the 3 they did get.
Now 6 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 2 from 3. Harrison against Dela Cruz. Rozier for 3. And that one is in the bucket. His second 3 of the ballgame. Quickly down the floor. No good from Griffin. And out of bounds. It'll belong to ULM.
Well, both teams is after that ball, so it's been a lot of loose balls on the floor because they get a lot of hands on them.
We're back into that portion of the game where you don't need the shot clock.
It definitely hadn't been a factor here. This maybe one time this whole half, these almost 6 minutes now.
Dela Cruz going out. Mwamba back in for UT Arlington. Rozier feeling it right now. Gets into that lane to Harrison. That Mwamba-Harrison matchup's been fun. Trying to get it down low to Howe. And now Steelman comes away with it.
Just another steal. You know, it's a lot of hustle after the ball and a lot of loose balls.
Wells, corner 3, Steelman, his first attempt of the night, no good. And Rozier averages 6 rebounds so far in conference play. Gets it to Nicholas. Good.
It looked like that one tried not to go. But he did a good job of making the defense commit and then dumping it off to Nicholas.
It was created by Rozier. I'm amazed with his rebounding ability. Averaging 5 rebounds a game on the year, 6 in conference play.
He just hangs around down there and tries to get people on his hip, get them pushed out, and then he'll try to take it away from them when they get it. He traveled, I thought, but then they called a foul.
Mwamba trying to get to the rim.
Looks like it's on Harrison.
It is on Harrison. That's his 3rd.
His 3rd foul, 14 foul.
Not a whole lot of contact there.
It looked to me like he shuffled his feet when he first started off.
Wells will throw it in for UT Arlington, up by 15.
Again, that's 2 times in a row they didn't shoot off the inbounds pass.
Mwamba, a jumper, no good. Harrison, a strong rebound. His 5th rebound of the ball game. 5 points, 5 rebounds.
You know, they tried to get the ball to Harrison a little bit for this second half, especially Gonzalez.
Rozier has it blocked from Wells, and here comes UT Arlington. They don't have numbers.
You know, Rozier's just got to take it in there and then stop and reverse and kick it back out. They're dropping to him.
Griffin from the corner. He loves that spot. That one's short, though. Ball knocked around like a pinball. Picked up by ULM to the bucket. Olene somehow gets it up and in. Or rather, Josh Nicholas. My apologies. Slithery to the rim.
He did. He did a great job of staying under control and controlling the ball.
Steelman for three again. This time, he hits it.
They just don't hesitate to put it up there.
Steelman 1 for 3 from 3.
See, he hadn't hit one all night, and then yet he's out there looking for it.
Wambus knocks it out of the hands of Josh Nicholas. It was just active hands and in the passing lanes.
You can see how UTA comes up with so many steals. They're just active, and they go after it all the time.
Phillips and Dela Cruz back in for Coach Ogden's club.
You know, they're just trying to overplay the passes.
Elijah Gonzalez back in for ULM now.
Howell's trying to get it posted up down there with Steelman. They didn't get it to him.
3 on the way is no good from Gonzalez, a really good three-point shooter. Steelman a strong rebound for the Mavericks. Gonzalez coming in 7 of 12 from 3.
You know, we've got Griffin back at the point. You know, they move him around a little bit. They send him to the corner, and he brings to the point. Mwamba, he was kind of feeling a three, too.
Good look from Griffin. Couldn't get it to fall. Steelman comes away with it. Left-handed scoop, and he hits. Lead back to 18 for UT Arlington. 5 in a row for Steelman.
He was just in the right place. He just came down, he got it, and took it to the basket.
See the depth for both teams. Gonzalez again for 3. That one, bang. So Gonzalez remains hot from 3. He is
ball, and they got into a rhythm early. They've shot the ball well in here. A lot of times on the road, you may not get off to a good start. They came in red hot, and have been smoking ever since.
Bounce pass down there to Dela Cruz going up against Howe. And Howe, the freshman, gets a block. Put back by Dela Cruz. No. Howe and Dela Cruz tied up. And the jump ball, or the possession arrow, stays with UT Arlington.
Enjoying being out of that cold weather. And it's supposed to be getting worse tomorrow.
Your water might be freezing early next week as well. Starts the scoring after the break.
He took right up where he left off.
Supposed to possibly snow around here early next week.
Yep, that'll be big. That'll be big around here Sunday night and Monday morning.
Steelman, good pump fake. It's Harris in the air, missed the shot. And a strip underneath by Ozier, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mavericks.
So Ozier and Gonzalez, they just get around that basket on a shot and try to come down with a rebound or strip it from who does get the rebound.
Dela Cruz, good spin move. Howe is having a nice day inside. Some toughness, forced that jump ball before the break. Now pulls down the rebound.
Howe finally gets it. Now, he was battling in there with all of them.
He's a freshman.
Well, he and Dela Cruz had a battle two times in a row.
He reminds me of a guy that Coach Ogden actually coached when he was an assistant under Rick Barnes at Tennessee. John Fulkerson. Reminds me of him. Thomas Howell.
Wamba comes up with that foul.
He'll be tripping in hockey. It's his first, team's third.
You know, Griffin was trying to get to the basket. He got to get it in.
Gonzalez.
That's a tough place to get it in. They could have trapped it down there.
Steelman, the defense on Ozier to not get a 3 attempt. An extra pass to the corner. Talk about airtime of the pass to get out to your man. UTA is getting it. That's a shot clock violation. Shot was good there by Harrison, but after the shot clock expired.
You know, ULM turned down a couple of shots. I mean, they made that extra pass. You can do that a couple of times, but you can't do it 6 or 8 times.
I'm going to look at that to make sure that the 3 by Harrison
the Warhawks Winnipeg Fieldhouse Bar and Grill for their support of ULM athletics. Fieldhouse is your home for
Yeah,
food,
even
drinks, and entertainment.
by the time the pass got to Harrison, the shot clock was at 0.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the weekly specials.
I thought I heard the buzzer.
Nathan Bemis, crew chief, makes the call. Nathan Bemis, Jose Carrion, and Henry Howard, our 3 officials. You never had a problem with an official in your days, right?
I did not. I did not.
Griffin out front, guarded by Josh Nicholas. Steelman back to Griffin.
We're getting down to the 9-minute mark. There's another steal.
Gonzalez gets into the passing lane, gives for Nicholas, and he got the shot to fall. Oh, kiss off the glass.
But it looked like it slipped out of his hand at first, but then he got it to go. But Gonzalez stayed under control that time and got it to someone who could score with it.
Lead back to 15. Time running out, though, for the Warhawks. Wells forces one, but that one rattled home. 17.
When you're hot, you're hot.
The junior from Amarillo, Texas, 6 in the Sun Belt, averaging 16 per game. And he's at 17 right now. Gonzalez. No, he's 1 of 3 from 3 now.
He had the shot. Hal did a good job of getting the ball. I thought Hal could have gone up with it, but obviously he didn't, and was looking for the 3.
Will we kind of see a little bit of a slowdown of the pace for UTA, you think?
I think so. I think we're seeing it now, and the inbounds play the last time, they didn't just jack it up as soon as they got it, but they still was reaching for that one. That's what he's looking for.
A little too strong.
Wouldn't go. That would have been a big basket for him and ULM.
Last weekend, those were right down the middle.
ULM shooting 50% last week, and right now I think they're shooting 30%.
Wells.
Good pass. That was a good pass.
Perfect little screen and roll from Carter, and he'll have free throws after the media timeout. Nicholas, the senior from Long Beach, New York, into ULM via Indian Hills Community College. He's been a big bright spot today, down by 12. And remember, last week, how you finish gives you momentum into that next day. So these last 3.5 minutes are really big.
It'll be important, and Coach Richard will be taking note and watching. Also, you see who he's got in the game right now. He's got Luke Phillips in the game. Of course, Harrison's got 4 fouls. There's that stop. Now they just need to come up with the bucket.
Phillips, the junior, misses the jumper. They use a lot of that shot clock, though.
And that might break the rhythm a little bit. When you play that full speed the whole way, it's like there's a hole. Nicholas was trying to come off of that screen, and looked like Griffin grabbed him.
Sophomore from Miami, his 2nd personal. Both teams now, the next time they are fouled, they'll go to the free throw line in the bonus.
Yes, he thought Nicholas was coming off of there open, and so Griffin goes out of the game for right now.
Bounce pass goes to Gonzalez. Ozier, what about that 3? Sends it out for Nicholas. He missed that one. Mwamba with the rebound.
Yep, Nicholas got a good look, and then it looked like they were looking for Nicholas. Nicholas was really working. He could have shot that 3, but he took it to the goal.
Nicholas now 10 of 15 shooting the basketball.
Yeah, they're just going to run it down. It's 2.5 minutes.
Wells will pull up. Off the mark, Nicholas comes down with the rebound. That's his 4th. Ozier. Good pump fake, long 2. Off the mark. Phillips, rather Howell to the corner, along with...
They knocked it off his foot.
The battling 13s. Let's see this again because
Entering the game for the Mavericks,
it was close.
1, Sam Griffin.
It was off of Steelman there. And off the foot.
Yeah, it was off of Hal's foot.
They could have looked at that if they wanted to.
They could have.
12-point game with
2 minutes now. Yeah, they're just going to make sure that there's not enough possessions for ULM to catch up.
Wells gets around Gonzalez and takes it to the rim.
That hurt.
Wells with 19 points on 9 of 14 shooting.
Yeah, the only chance ULM had was to stop them, and that just erased that. He's got to move it and put up a shot.
Isolate for Gonzalez. Look down low, Howe. Good position. And he finishes timeout called by ULM.
That was Howe's first field goal. Press.
Steelman will take it out for the Mavericks.
You might watch for him to throw it long because when they're breaking up to get it. They broke up to break the press, and now they're just going to keep it moving. Yeah, Phillips just had to come up with a foul to stop the clock to just try to keep them from, see if they can miss a couple of free throws here.
His second foul, 17th foul.
So that was Phillips' second foul.
Wells back to the free throw line. A chance to add to his big day. He's sitting at 19 points. 1 of 2 at the line. And he makes the first. Wells picked as one of the top players in the conference preseason. Makes both free throws. Came in as a 61% free throw shooter. First team All-American in junior college at Tyler Junior College. Really have 2 of the top JUCO players in Harrison and Wells out there tonight.
That gave Wells 21, and I think Harrison's only got 5.
Steal by Wells, and he'll hammer it down with that right hand. 6 foot is Wells. Wish I had that kind of ups.
Yeah, it'd be nice. You know, ULM just got out hustled to the ball on everything that happened. But
Nicholas continues to play out of his mind and extend his career night. 22 points for the senior.
His third foul, 17th foul, injuring number 1, Sam Griffin.
And really, it's just pure aggressiveness, really. You know, he's 0 for 4 from deep. But you love the energy from the senior.
It is. You know, he's taken to the goal. He's spotted up. He hadn't hit the 3, but he's taken a couple, and it's always the threat. And he's capable of hitting it. He's just been very aggressive. Of course, he's enjoyed some success. You know, some of the others maybe had some shots and didn't go, and it disheartens you, but you got to play through that. And I'm sure that's what Coach Richard will be talking about after this game.
He completes the 3-point play, so now 23 points for Josh Nicholas. Full court pressure again being put on, and the Mavericks have to utilize a timeout. That's I believe their last
press.
Steelman will take it out for the Mavericks.
You might watch for him to throw it long because when they're breaking up to get it. They broke up to break the press, and now they're just going to keep it moving. Yeah, Phillips just had to come up with a foul to stop the clock to just try to keep them from, see if they can miss a couple of free throws here.
His second foul, 17th foul.
So that was Phillips' second foul.
Wells back to the free throw line. A chance to add to his big day. He's sitting at 19 points. 1 of 2 at the line. And he makes the first. Wells picked as one of the top players in the conference preseason. Makes both free throws. Came in as a 61% free throw shooter. First team All-American in junior college at Tyler Junior College. Really have 2 of the top JUCO players in Harrison and Wells out there tonight.
That gave Wells 21, and I think Harrison's only got 5.
Steal by Wells, and he'll hammer it down with that right hand. 6 foot is Wells. I wish I had that kind of ups.
Yeah, it'd be nice. You know, ULM just got out hustled to the ball on everything that happened. But
Nicholas continues to play out of his mind and extend his career night. 22 points for the senior.
His third foul, 7th team foul, injuring number 1, Sam Griffin.
And really, it's just pure aggressiveness, really. You know, he's 0 for 4 from deep. But you love the energy from the senior.
It is. You know, he's taken to the goal. He's spotted up. He hadn't hit the three, but he's taken a couple, and it's always the threat. And he's capable of hitting it. He's just been very aggressive. Of course, he's enjoyed some success. You know, some of the others maybe had some shots and didn't go, and it kind of disheartens you, but you got to play through that. And I'm sure that's what Coach Richard will be talking about after this game.
He completes the three-point play, so now 23 points for Josh Nicholas. Full court pressure again being put on, and the Mavericks have to utilize a timeout. That's I believe their last.
He's probably the lone bright spot offensively that ULM's got.
There's full court press. Phillips guarding the ball. Steelman gets it into Wells near midcourt there.
See, Howell had to come up to cut that off, and then if he comes up, then they're going to dump it over his head behind somebody. So he just kind of caught in no man's land.
Foul is on Howell, his second. And Wells back to the free throw line. Add to his big day offensively. Wells had 6 3-pointers at Little Rock on Saturday, last Saturday, January the 2nd. It's the front end of the 1-and-1.
So he's at all of his free throws tonight.
And he hits both.
Entering for UTA, number 21, Trey Jones. Entering for UTA, number 3.
3 now for Wells, as Wells will come out of the ball game. Coach, your final thoughts on tonight and the next 20 hours?
Well, the big thing, you know, Coach Richard's got to stress, and he'll probably show them how they were overplayed. The passing lanes were overplayed. The cuts were overplayed, trying to make you go back court and back door, and they really didn't. Ozier finally gets one to go for him. But ULM's got to be more aggressive to the ball on offense, not just on defense. They got to go meet the pass, or they got to cut back door, and then you got to see the help on the side. If there's help, then there's somebody else open. But there were some lazy passes made, and I'm sure he'll be talking about that.
For UTA, you know, there's a lot to be excited about for those guys.
Keep on keeping on. You know, as we used to say, fan them and feed them. Just keep them going, doing what they're doing now.
The 0-2 mark in conference play. You know, we knew coming in not to really think a whole lot about it because it was against the team picked to win the league in Little Rock. And they have looked the part of a good, solid basketball team here today. Gonzalez misses the 3. Steelman the rebound, and that should do it for this one.
That'll play it out. You know, ULM just got to regroup, come out with a little bit more energy tomorrow, especially offensively, get some continuity going and get into a good rhythm.
Big game from Griffin, big game from Wells, big game for Josh Nicholas. And these two teams will be back at it 20 hours from now, tomorrow at 4 o'clock here at Van Ewing Coliseum. So UT Arlington improves to 5-6.